it's just been so challenging, like being active and playing 4 games and then not, and like not feeling the best, and then like frustrated of like how hard I worked in the off season. And then like all I do is rehab and like continue to do this process, and just like trying to trust that the best I can. And obviously there's really frustrating days, and there's days where like it's a little bit easier and like you're very, very motivated and like you're close to the finish line of getting back and being back. And then like, it's not like I have a training.
Caitlin Clark recently appeared on Sue Bird's show for what marked her initial major interview of the current season. The Indiana Fever star has maintained relative silence with media outlets throughout this basketball campaign, making this conversation particularly significant given the circumstances surrounding her recent struggles. The talented guard has been managing various physical setbacks while facing scrutiny regarding the team's performance during her absence. Critics, including analysts like Jason Whitlock, have pointed to issues with ball handling and decision-making. While some criticism holds merit, other commentary appears less justified. During the discussion, Clark demonstrated remarkable transparency when addressing challenging topics.
A training camp to like build up to like playing my first game again. It's like, no, like you're tossed into game 30, like go try to play well. Like it's hard. Like it really is. And I think it has given me really good perspective on like what a lot of my teammates and people that I've, teams I've been a part of, like certain people have had to go through. Like I've never been through anything like this. Like, and I think that's probably why it's been so hard, because like I've never really dealt with injury, and that's probably been a challenge in itself. Because
she didn't avoid difficult questions, showing a mature approach to media responsibilities. Clark opened up about the demanding nature of her recovery process, describing the mental and physical toll of rehabilitation. She explained how the cycle of playing briefly, then returning to treatment, then attempting comebacks has proven exhausting. The work she invested during the off-season makes the setback particularly difficult to accept. The process involves constant rehabilitation work rather than normal basketball preparation. Unlike typical situations where players have training camp to gradually build fitness, Clark finds herself thrust directly into mid-season competition at Game 30, expected to perform immediately.
That's probably been a challenge in itself, because like when I first like was feeling pain, like I didn't understand it. Like I didn't know. I was like, am I just tight? Like, am I just getting old? Do I need to hit a stretch? Do I need to get like a little rubbed out? Do I need some icy hot? Like what's going on here? So I think it's been a balance of like understanding my body. And I know like, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, and even throughout my career, I'm going to be very thankful for this moment. Like there's
so you can already sense that
for sure. Okay. Like I know this is going to help me. Like
this scenario presents unique challenges she hadn't previously encountered. These experiences have provided valuable perspective on what teammates and other players endure when dealing with similar situations. Having never navigated significant injuries before, Clark admits the unfamiliarity made everything more challenging. Initially, she struggled to distinguish between normal soreness and genuine problems, wondering if she simply needed stretching, massage, or basic treatment. The learning curve involved understanding her body's signals better. Clark believes this difficult period will ultimately benefit her throughout her career, providing insights into physical management that will prove invaluable moving forward.
Thankful for this moment. Like there's
so you can already sense that
for sure. Okay. Like I know this is going to help me like understand my body better. And I mean, like, I don't think people on the outside always realize like how much time it takes to like be able to play at the level we play at, and like how much extra stuff you have to do. And even like just to prepare for a game, especially when you're coming back from injury. Like when I'm coming back from injury, and like when I've been back a few times this year, like the time I have to get to the arena to like prepare myself and prepare my body, because obviously
She emphasized how much preparation time elite performance requires, especially when returning from setbacks. The additional work necessary for comeback attempts means arriving at the arena hours earlier than teammates, creating lengthy days. While she wouldn't change her commitment level, Clark acknowledges the demanding nature of this routine across multiple games. Regarding defensive adjustments from college to professional basketball, Clark reflected on the dramatic differences between levels. College opponents primarily use basic defensive schemes, rarely employing complex strategies she now faces regularly in the professional ranks. In collegiate basketball, she predominantly saw simple defensive coverages with minimal variation.
Prepare my body, because obviously I'm doing more than, everybody else, just because of like the things I've gone through to this point and just making sure I'm ready and doing everything I can, like I'm there like 4 hours early. Like it's just hard. It makes for long days. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would change that for the world, but it's just a lot at times. And
Yeah.
then you're doing that for however many games.
So that's Caitlin Clark speaking about the current situation.
When teams did attempt more sophisticated approaches, her squad had a specific counterplay they called C that proved consistently effective. The play involved faking a screen action, having the post player show briefly, then cutting back while teammates executed pin-down screens for easy scoring opportunities. This single counter worked throughout 4 college seasons because opposing teams lacked the basketball intelligence to adjust or counter-adjust. However, professional basketball operates differently. One successful play won't work repeatedly against the same opponent or even within the same game. College teams rarely applied full court pressure, and when they did, Clark could easily navigate through it for advantageous positions. The simplicity of college basketball now seems almost nostalgic, though she acknowledges missing those easier times.
So that's Caitlin Clark speaking about the current situation dealing with her injuries. But just like I said, man, she opened up about a lot of stuff. Now, this is talking about the defense coming from college to the W.
Looking back, like obviously at the time, like that was all I knew.
Yeah.
And then like you get into the pros and it's just like, okay, like why didn't people guard me like this? But also like you have to take into account like most people that are in college like aren't going to go on to play professional basketball. Like they just don't have the IQ. Like doesn't mean they're not good players. Doesn't mean they don't love the game. But like it's just not the same at the end of the day.
The conversation touched on pickup basketball scenarios, with comparisons drawn to Stephen Curry's impact in casual games. Clark expressed excitement about potential All-Star game opportunities where she might face less intense defensive pressure, allowing for cleaner offensive looks. She offered criticism of recent All-Star game efforts, suggesting participants should have shown more competitive intensity to create better entertainment value. The casual nature of these exhibitions disappointed her expectations for higher-level competition. Addressing the turnover controversy from her professional debut, Clark took full responsibility for the 10 miscues that marred her first WNBA appearance. Despite the rocky start, she managed 20 points in that same game and later set single-season assist records with 19 helpers in another contest.
Just not the same at the end of the day. But like in college, like I feel like all I saw was drop. All I saw was like, I rarely saw a show. I mean, like here and there. And if I saw a show, we would run this one play. It was called C. It's engraved in my brain. It's insane.
Brainwashed.
It'd be like, all right, we know they're showing this game. We're running C. It was like, I acted like I was coming off a ball screen. We got the post player to kind of show out. I would immediately dribble back to my right. Mon would go and pin down for our guard coming off the block. And then Mon would just seal and we get a layup.
Clark acknowledged apologizing to teammates following her debut performance, feeling genuine remorse for the careless mistakes. However, she maintains perspective about turnovers being inevitable for players who handle the ball extensively throughout games. She suspects her college career likely included more turnovers than any NCAA player in history, though she doesn't consider this a positive accomplishment. The guard views turnovers as an unavoidable consequence of aggressive playmaking. While improvement remains possible and necessary, she accepts that high-usage players will inevitably make mistakes. Clark noted that even during her recent return games, she felt more composed managing late-game situations compared to her rookie season, representing meaningful development that often goes unrecognized.
Off the block, and then Mon would just seal, and we get a layup every time, and we just continue to run it for 4 years straight, and literally no one could catch on. So it's like, all you needed was like one answer professionally, like, that doesn't work. Like, okay, nice, the play might work one time, but it's not going to work the next time you play him. It's not going to work the second time you run it. Nobody really picked me up full court, and even if they did, like, I would just like slice up the floor and then get hit on the run. And then like I'd automatically be in an advantage there. So I don't know. I feel like it was just,
Her approach to decision-making includes what she describes as beneficial delusion, always believing risky passes will succeed despite occasional failures. This optimistic mindset helps maintain aggressive playmaking even after mistakes occur. The comprehensive interview, lasting nearly 2 hours, covered numerous additional topics and provided unprecedented insight into Clark's mindset during a challenging period. The candid discussion revealed her maturity, accountability, and determination to overcome current obstacles while learning from difficult experiences that will ultimately strengthen her career trajectory. injury. A catastrophic blow has struck the Indiana Fever organization with devastating season-ending
play pro ball again. Like, to continue to play pro ball, being as old and off as she is off an ACL tear, you pretty much have to be Sloot good. And Sloot's going to be playing for minimums if she wants to come back. But for Ari, that's a bad one. Like, Ari was kind of limping around. She played a little bit on it. And that's just a disaster all around. Like, the Fever have injuries to all their point guards. And that's not good. Like,
The situation represents a complete nightmare scenario for the franchise moving forward. Coulson's injury initially appeared less severe than it actually was. When the incident occurred, many observers believed it might be a meniscus or MCL problem rather than something more serious. However, the diagnosis revealed a torn ACL, which changes everything for the veteran guard's future prospects. The timing could not be worse for Coulson, who will now miss the entire upcoming overseas season and likely the entire following WNBA campaign as well.
Like, I made my videos that came out earlier today, and I'm like, even if Ari comes back and plays, we've got a hobbled Ari as our only point guard. The closest thing we have to a point guard right now is we've got two choices. Kelsey Mitchell can dribble or Sophie Cunningham can play make. Aaliyah Boston, go play point guard. I'm not joking. Aaliyah, go play point guard at the weekend. Or like against Chicago. But like, this is grim. Like, there are two players that are going to be insane.
Given her age and current skill level, this injury potentially marks the end of her professional playing career. Recovery from an ACL tear in the late 30s is extremely challenging, and returning players typically need to accept minimum contracts while competing for roster spots. For someone already on the roster bubble, these circumstances make a comeback highly unlikely. McDonald's situation presents different challenges but remains equally concerning for the team's immediate needs. She attempted to continue playing despite the injury, which demonstrates the severity of the roster crisis.
Like, or we're going to be huge. Like, Coulson's still going to be around there. I think when Caitlin comes back, it's not like when Caitlin comes back, they're in a bad spot. But the thing is, with the two of them out, if you guys don't know, they're able to get someone on a hardship, but if they want to replace two,
The Fever now face a point guard shortage that threatens their entire season structure. The depth chart reveals the magnitude of this problem. With all primary point guards sidelined, the team must rely on unconventional solutions. Kelsey Mitchell possesses ball handling skills, while Sophie Cunningham offers some playmaking ability. In desperate situations, Aaliyah Boston might even need to handle point guard duties, particularly in upcoming games against Chicago.
hardship. But if they want to replace 2 for 2, they have to cut one of them or cup returner. It is not possible for the Indiana Fever to go out with more than 10 players the rest of the year. They have 2 rest of season injuries on guaranteed contracts. They can't go out with more than 10 players the rest of the year. And the problem is the coach doesn't like playing 3 other players. The coach doesn't like playing KK. The coach doesn't like playing Chloe Bibby. And the coach doesn't like playing Bree Turner. Bree Turner just stinks. Even with Caitlin Clark healthy,
The roster construction rules create additional complications. The team can sign hardship replacements, but adding 2 players requires releasing existing personnel. The Fever cannot exceed 10 active players for the remainder of the season due to having 2 guaranteed contracts on injured reserve. This limitation becomes problematic when considering the coaching staff's rotation preferences. The head coach rarely utilizes KK, Chloe Bibby, or Bree Turner in meaningful minutes.
even with Caitlin Clark healthy, they go 7 deep. They go 7 deep without Caitlin, with Caitlin healthy. And that's when Caitlin's healthy, they lose the hardship player. This team does not have the depth. More so than ever, they have to figure out something to do, whether it be cutting one of these players and letting them rehab, whether it be cutting, because they get their money anyway, whether it be waiving, whether
Turner's performance level makes her inclusion unlikely regardless of circumstances. Even when Caitlin Clark returns to full health, the team typically operates with only 7 reliable players. The mathematical reality is stark. 10 available players minus 3 that the coach won't use equals 7 actual contributors. When Clark remains sidelined, that number drops to 6 viable options for competitive games. The franchise desperately needs additional bodies, whether through releases, waivers, or other roster moves.
Whether it be waiving Bree Turner, just anything. They just need bodies. The problem isn't 10 players is enough that you're okay. 10 players is not enough to be okay if your coach doesn't like playing 3 of them. Like, they go out there with 9 players and the coach doesn't like playing 3 of them. And they go realistically out with 6 players next game. All 3 of our PGs and hurt, 2 of them are out for the year, and CC still working. Are still out, but working to get back. Like, I don't know.
Clark's return timeline remains uncertain, adding another layer of complexity. The team will likely start Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Cunningham, Boston, and Alyssa Smith, with limited bench support from available reserves. Some lineups may require Boston to play small forward positions, creating mismatches throughout games. These injuries represent particularly heartbreaking developments for both players involved. McDonald had successfully revitalized her career trajectory, while Coulson was experiencing her most significant role in recent seasons.
Are still out, but working to get back. Like, I don't know when Caitlin's going to be back, but this is absolutely heartbreaking for both of these players, because Ari, look, I think Ari's young. Ari's going to be in the league next year, even with a broken bone in her foot. Whatever Ari wants to do in the offseason, whether it be playing in the States, in AU. What did Ari do last offseason? I actually cannot remember what Ari McDonald did last season, because I know she didn't play in Unrivaled, obviously.
During Clark's absence, Coulson earned valuable minutes and contributed meaningful performances, including strong showings during Commissioner's Cup competition. McDonald's youth suggests she will recover and continue her professional career, whether domestically or internationally. Her previous overseas experience in China indicates alternative playing opportunities exist during rehabilitation. The foot injury, while serious, should not prevent future WNBA participation. Coulson's situation carries more finality.
Did last season, because I know she didn't play in Unrivaled, obviously. Ari played in China last season. So, look, there's a chance that she's ready to play in the playoffs in China and make good money over there. But for Sid Coulson, like, it's kind of heartbreaking for Coulson, because it might actually be the last time she plays Pro Bowl. Like, I'm sure Sid Coulson is going to be fine. Like, I'm sure she's going to be on some sort of color commentary, whether it be for Athletes Unlimited. I think she's enough involved in AU to should probably stick.
An ACL tear at her career stage, combined with her current roster status, makes professional return extremely difficult. The veteran may transition into broadcasting or commentary roles within various leagues, including Athletes Unlimited or other organizations.